Okay, so hello everyone. This is my second video guide. The first one regarding a specific character. The first one will be for Dove. This will be a different video from the rest because Dove doesn't have any bosses. You just need to go to the exit and enter the next zone immediately without any bosses. And I think the best way for me to demonstrate Dove is basically do a run while I speak about it and what I think during the run. I think that will probably be the best. Instead of staying here and you should do this, you should do that. It's easier to show the gameplay and explain during that than actually just speaking. So let's just go for it. So Dove, zone 1, exit is always usually to the bottom right. Sometimes it might be on the left, sometimes it might be on the top right. But it's usually on the bottom right. Have you seen what I just did here? I opened this corner and I immediately saw there are bats here. We'll leave them alone. So we don't open this, because if we do, now we have to deal with 3 enemies, and I just lost 1 HP because of that. So yeah, avoid doing this. These torches around zone 1, do you see those? Like when you are opening stuff, you should always aim to destroy these torches, always. Like, I'm not saying that you should destroy all torches, but if you are digging to a place, I'm rolling so much and they don't want to hit me. If you are digging to a place and there are torches there, since you are there, just take care of those torches, because you want to reduce the aggro as much as possible. Even though you are probably going to leave this area immediately and go to the next one. Like, imagine if you need to come back to this area by some reason. Imagine. So just destroy these torches always, because you might have to come back, put an enemy there, and then just go back again to the stairs. And so if this torch is destroyed, that will reduce the aggro a little bit. If it's 1 torch, good. If it's 2, even better. If it's 3, like, make the place as dark as possible with Dove. So yeah, for 1-1 specifically, look, I'm just destroying torches already. Like for 1-1 specifically, you don't really need to dig walls. You can just go through the normal doors properly, because like the exit is usually very easy to find and there are not many enemies around. So very easy 1-1. Here I will do the same strat as before. This seems safe, so I'm going to open it. I'm already checking the minimap. Is there any hidden chest here? It's not. Another one. It's not. It's completely free of chests. I open this. Okay, do you see? I just destroyed that torch, and I'm just not moving this place. I immediately saw that trap and I throw those 2 guys there. Like, as soon as I go down, I will start calling more enemies. Remember the planning? Should I go left or should I go right? You always want to go right first to see if the exit is there. So I'm going to start opening here and go right. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't call any more enemies. The exit is not here. So it's probably to the left. Okay, spirits starting to come. The longer you take on a floor like I'm doing right now, the more spirits you will have. I usually like to go back and put them in a corner. Now, they won't follow me if I can protect myself with a wall like this, you see? If I'm always on these 2 columns, that ghost can never get to me. Never. I can also destroy this torch, oh, the exit was actually right there. My mistake, you see? Sometimes the exit might be very hard to see. I actually thought it was completely to the left because I didn't see anything here, but as you can see, it can be very well hidden. So, you see, take our time, just try to explore one at a time, and just don't... you need to have a plan. Always have a plan and go with that plan. Destroying torches, 1, 2. Always, top right. Okay, there's the ghost here. I already know, like, ghosts are the most annoying enemies with Dove. So I'm already putting this guy here. And immediately I went through here, because if I go here, he actually doesn't see me, because it's so dark that he can't see me. I'm here, he is not coming to me, you see? If I get close, now he saw me, and now he's being a pain in the ass again. So I need to put him there again, And now I can protect myself here. So even if he sees me, he just saw me, see? He is seeing me. Look, he is seeing me. But if I don't pick to the left, he will never come to me again. So I'm completely safe on this side. I always like to find some space in case I need to go back, like destroy some of these walls. Like you don't need to destroy every wall, but you can destroy some. If there is a chest here, look, do you see all those dudes seeing me? They are completely stuck, like there are 4 enemies there and I'm completely fine here. No one is hurting me. If there is a chest here, it means there are no more chests in this floor. So there are no more hidden chests. I can walk normally knowing that there are no more chests in the floor. Now I can just start digging and see what I can find. Now, one thing very important about Dev is sometimes you need to backtrack, but sometimes you just gotta go. Like in this situation, as soon as you see the exit, you are kind of fine with enemies. You see like 1 or 2 enemies, you can deal with it. You need to go. Like it's good to backtrack, but don't try to backtrack all the time. I found a very, very good pace with Dev where I'm not too fast nor too slow. And that works for me. If you want to be like a speedrun Dev player and just ignore everything I'm saying and just go for the exit, have 10 enemies at the same time and just pray for the best, it's your call. I think it will be way worse. I prefer to take 7 minutes in a run instead of 3. But those 7 minutes, it's a guaranteed run instead of having to do like 3-minute runs speed running and just dying on zone 3 or 4 when you get there. Or just dying multiple times on zone 1 or 2. So this is how it works for me. Remember, it's just my tips. You do what you want. So yeah, gotta find that pace. And it's also bad if you take too long. You can't take too long. If you have traps to help you, sure. But if you don't have, sometimes you just gotta go. So for zone 2, like there is a path to the left and a path to the right, which means this is one of the hardest exits to find because you can either be up or down somewhere in one of the corners. So I will start going up and I immediately see there's nothing there. So there's a higher chance that the exit is down. If I also look at the minimap, you can see that the minimap has more space below him, more free space than up, which means I have more map and more stuff below this place than up, which means the exit is probably down. So we'll just keep going down. Okay, it's probably not to the left. How do I know this? It's just experience overall in the game. So it's probably not left, so we will start going right. If you start getting too many enemies, you can do something like this, just throw some away. But you have to remind yourself, like, sometimes you just gotta go. You can't just try to get all enemies to perfectly go away from you. Like, you just have to live with them. You just have to live with them. They will be here. Immediately as I see this, the exit is probably going to the left. Why? Because the path is up, the regular path is up and down. And I also have more free space on the minimap to the left side. And since there is a shop on the right side, the exit is probably to the left. I also like to open this shop and create some space here in case I have to put an enemy here for some reason. But be careful to not get stuck in the shop. So I'll just start going to the left. Also, these mushrooms are lights, so if you stay on the spawn, the enemies will see you way easier than in other places. Like this spawn area, like it doesn't see me, you see, because of the position. Oh, now he just saw me. As soon as I went 1 tile up, he saw me. So you gotta understand this, like how enemies see you or not. Let me just put this guy here, and he won't see me again. Like, do you see this mushroom in this wall? This is also a torch in zone 2. If I destroy it, it's like I'm destroying the zone 1 torches. It's the same thing. See? As soon as I see that mushroom, I go back. I keep seeing the minimap to see if there is like any hidden chest here. I'm just peeking. Oh, do you hear the mini boss? Where is he coming from? Probably from the top, right? Do you see like a pink dot there? It's very hard to see, but there's a pink dot that's showing the exit. And then like this is a tough situation, but I have so much experience. I basically knew every movement and how every enemy was confused and how many bits they still had. So I knew I had space to go around to that place and go. And this might seem so risky, oh my god, how did he survive? But this was 100% safe. And you just have to put the hours. Same strat, shop to the left, we go to the right. Same as before. We see some enemies, we already know it's top right or bottom right. So don't even bother in going there and start digging some stuff here to just pick. I don't think it's these paths, I think it's up, but we will see. Some exits are very hard to find, so I'll pick a bit on the top and see. You just pick, okay, it's on the top. So now that we know it's on the top and we have two enemies coming at us, we can use some time here. And look, I'm always digging stuff. I'm always digging stuff. Because I want to create space. Remember what I did in the last floor? I opened the shop and I told you, I always like to open the shop, so if I have to put some enemies inside, I will. It's not open. It's not open, which is not good. I should have opened that. But we also have a trap here. Do you see this trap? Also be very careful with the bats. Like I rolled there, I didn't have to, but these guys only deal 0.5 damage. So even if he hits me, it's completely fine. 0.5 is not that much, but ideally don't get hit. So yeah, I had a trap here, so I could just kill them and take my time. And look how the exit is basically completely fine to go. And we are in zone 3. We are in zone 3 already. So another important thing that I've been always doing since I started this run is I'm always a bit forward in the bit. Look at my lines. This is a goated tip for Dove. Look at my lines and you will see that I'm always clicking faster than the bit. Why? Because if I'm digging stuff and I'm faster than the bit, I then can wait more time before I actually click the bit again. Because if there is an enemy there, and I'm just clicking like randomly just digging stuff, imagine if it's a Black Rider. You just die immediately when he hits you. One hit and you are dead. So if I'm a bit on the bit, like above the bit, I have more time to react after digging. So check my lines and see how I dig. Check how I dig. Look at my lines. And now I have more time to react before I click again. If I click faster, I have more time to react to the next bit without losing a bit. So we basically just opened the floor perfectly and we can just go to the exit normally. Just be aware of hellhounds, but that was a blue zone, cold area, which means there are no hellhounds there. So I knew if I'm going to be surprised by an enemy, it was going to be a Yeti, but a Yeti takes too long to move, so it's usually fine. This is when things start to get a bit difficult, because sometimes you'll get a lot of riders coming at you. Do you see that guy? That guy is looking at me. Like, if I go one more tile here below me, he will come. You see? So I want to avoid that. I didn't have to do this, I just wanted to show you. You want to avoid doing this, so he won't see you. So I'm using the same strat. I'm basically digging faster, and as soon as I dig, I have time to react if I have to go back. I'm also destroying every torch I see in my way. Okay, you see, I'm just peeking, and I just found the exit peeking. We had two enemies coming at us. The rider that I didn't even need to have following me, and the Banshee that is now gone. So no one is following us right now. No one. 0. You see, I just pick and there's a rider, and there's another rider. Like, I was in such a perfect safe place, and somehow, like, that guy just saw me out of nowhere. That top dude, like, it felt like I was completely safe. I didn't even see him, and randomly it appears. So you need to be very careful where you step on. Here, as soon as I enter zone 3, I'm looking at the minimap. Where's the most probable way that the exit is? This enemy will insta-kill me. You see so many enemies? Like, if we are not fast, I will be dead. If I'm not fast, I will be dead, you see? I'm dead. If I'm not fast reacting to, okay, where do I go? If I don't have a plan, where do I go? Do I go left? Do I go down? Do I go to the right? I will just be dead immediately. So, as soon as you see this bunch of enemies, you already need to be thinking, okay, if I think that the exit is to the bottom, I'm going to put all these enemies up and go to the bottom fast. Because in zone 3 sometimes it's hard to find places to stack them all together. Because if you are trying to search for a place like, okay, I'm going to find a shop and put them all here. But when you try to find that, you will call 3 extra enemies. So you don't want to take too long finding that. Let's just jump to zone 3 again, so I can show you another zone 3. Yeah, just look at the minimap and try to find the exit fast. It's probably to the bottom left. Yeah, bottom left, okay. These goblins, I can just start losing bits and put them all away from me. See? He's very far away now. Now I can just continue. Exit, really chill, really chill. Okay, where do I go? I'm going up. I already made my decision. I think the exit is up. Just go up. I open this, I go back just to get rid of this rider and get some space. I open more stuff. The mini boss is coming. I'm going down again just to put these enemies down. And I'm putting the mini boss down. Now I have some extra bits here before the enemies came, see? I could have went to the exit way longer, a long time ago. I just wanted to show you that I have some free bits before I can actually leave to make my next move. So you need to be fast. So it's harder to talk and to be doing this at the same time. So remember the strat of digging. We are digging fast. Go back if you need to. This enemy is completely fine. He can literally push you around, like it's completely fine. If he doesn't push you against the wall, he won't do you anything. So this enemy shouldn't be prioritized ever. So yeah, the beetles are also very slow. Just put these enemies away and go. If you think the exit is this way, you go. You see a rider? Now what we can do is use this bomb. Now the rider is a skeleton and it will be way slower. And I can also use this trap to kill him. If I have to. But if I'm starting to take too long, it's a detriment to my game. So you should not take too long like this. I'm only doing this to show you. But I will be on zone 4 right now. If it was me just playing casual normally. I'm just taking too long. And you want to avoid these kind of situations. Like, even if I have a trap here, I don't need to use it. Like, you just have to go. And if I see some riders here or too many enemies, I just go back again. I just back down. You know? You just have to adapt to that situation. You need to go fast. You see enemies, you backtrack a bit. So you create space, you go. You see enemies, you backtrack. Because you just created space to go back if you need to. And it just then comes to a point where you will start to be better at it. Zone 4. As soon as I start zone 4, I know the exit is on the top right. Because I'm seeing my minimap and I'm on the bottom left. So the exit is on the top right. I always like to create some space here. And I always go sideways first. So I just pick here. Let me just pick. This seems completely fine. This guy is not seeing me on this line. He's not seeing me. So why should I go up? If I go up, he will start opening more stuff. So leave him. Just keep opening and stay here. Just stay here. Okay, there's a warlock, which is completely fine. I can just let him come to me. and then push him here and go. Like, usually 4-1 is not that bad of a floor, it's usually very fine. Okay, this statue, if I'm getting close to her, she will start following me, which I don't want. Spiders, leave spiders alone. Don't open stuff that have spiders, never. You know this statue? This statue will explode. This statue will explode, which means that I can use it to my advantage. This was a very bad mistake because this is a wind statue. So I tried to explode that statue and to go back. And the moment I went back, the wind statue pushed me against the other statue and I lost 2 HP. This is a very, very bad mistake. So you basically need to be aware. How could I destroy this statue without exploding myself? By the left or by the top, not by the bottom. And definitely not by the right because of that spider. So this is such a simple mistake, but this will end your run in a second if you don't know what you are doing. The exit should be here, and we only have like 2 enemies behind us, so it's completely safe to just go to the exit. It's all fine. The same strat here. I'm on the top, I'm on the bottom left, and I want to go to the top right. Like for a split second I actually thought I was on the top, my mistake. So we are going to do the same strat. I always like to go sideways unless I see some crazy enemies, then I just adapt in the moment and I go another place. Like the best way for you to understand what I do is just go back to my old streams and check my latest runs. Do you see this? There's a pig there. Why didn't I die? Because the pig... I didn't die because the pig only attacks until 5 tiles. And that was the 6th tile. So I knew I was completely safe stepping on that tile. Because where the golem is right now, if I was on that tile, I would be dead. But now, this is a good thing because I can use that pig to destroy all of these enemies. So, we'll try to go back, like find a position here. These spiders are one of the worst enemies to have with Dove. Okay, I'm going to just let it explode, so I can find my time. Yeah, like this. And now I can just destroy this guy. It's all clear. We are fine. And we are now on the right side, and we just need to... Let me just put this guy away, this guy away. The spiders can be very annoying. Look at this, he is stuck. Okay. Okay, because I needed to basically go down a bit before the spider came, because the spiders move every bit. So you need to do what I did, but one move slower. So yeah, I could just be here and be bombing enemies, but it will just come to a point that it will happen what I said before. Like, the slower you are, it can be worse for you. So you gotta know when to stop. Like, you gotta know when to be slow, but you gotta know when to be fast as well. So you need to understand when to make that decision. Because if the music stops, you die immediately. Like, same strat. Now we are on the bottom right, so I'm just creating some space here if I have to use it, and I will start going sideways. And yeah, it's mostly that, like, black bats are one of the worst enemies for Dove, because they move every bit and they are so scary to deal with, like here. When I see a black bat, I don't want to take too long in this floor. I just want to go. Like, the faster I go, the better. Like, I'm starting to get too many enemies, which is not good. And yeah, I'll try to call some of them to here. You see how these black bats can be so dangerous? Now that I have some space, I can just try to go for it. So either I find a trap that can help me, or I just need to go fast. This is a place I'm completely safe, just for a moment, because they can't... Oh, I forgot about the pig, sorry. because those enemies on below me, it's so hard to speak and play at the same time. These enemies that are below, those 4 enemies, if you use the walls like I've been explaining you before, you can basically hide yourself in that corner, and instead of having 8 enemies, I just had to deal with these 4. I was just trying to explain this while staying there, and staying there is never a good idea, you will die eventually. So what I was probably going to do was just start going up, but always from the pig to the right, so I would always be protected from all these enemies. I could have also used the shop there on the left and put some enemies there. Yeah, there are always multiple decisions you can make. Let's do another zone 4. Remember, very important, you can go back to some older streams, especially the most recent streams when I got the plat, because that's when I was playing Dove in my best. So you can definitely learn some stuff there, some runs I did. So yeah, now that I've basically gave you most of the tips, I'll just do a run normally. Like here, I want him to go and open that door for me. I just want him to go and open stuff. Because you don't ever confuse this enemy. Don't ever do it. Okay, I wanted to kill the bat, which that would have been nice to do. If you see that there are too many enemies here, like, you could go to the exit, like, these enemies are not that bad. But if you think they are too many enemies for you to deal with, you can just put them all like in a corner like this. And now, like, I'm completely safe now. You see, like, take your time if you have to. And remember, these spirits will cross every wall. So you need to be very aware of that. Careful with the pig, and it's done. Same strat, we create some space here. Never open stuff where is a spider, never. Never. And if you see a bat cave, it's time to speedrun. Like, if you open a bat cave, it's time to speedrun. Every time I see a trap, I know it's GG. I know it's GG. There's no reason for me to lose this. Just create space. Just kill enemies. Traps are very, very good. I don't want him to destroy the trap yet, but he can't destroy the trap anyways, because he is not on the right beat with the trap. He will never touch the trap being on this tile, you know, because if he goes on the top right now, he will be on the left of the trap. So I can never kill this bomber. It's not possible. So the only thing I can basically do is push him away, like this, and then like hide myself in a place like this, and now he doesn't see me. He's there. But I'm going to have to open a new room, and I might have new enemies. Bats, which are not good. But the good thing with these bats is they only deal 0.5. So like, I can deal with them if I have to. So I still prefer these bats than the bomber. And if I have to like roll a 0.5 hit, I will. Okay, put this enemy below, but don't go too much down, otherwise you will call the bomber. So create some space, but don't try to go too much down. It's not good. Okay, so this room is completely safe. Now, all we have to do is basically just get to the final room, which will be on the left, and open it. We have to risk it eventually, and it's a very safe exit. 3 enemies. Some exits will be very, very difficult. But sometimes you just have to risk it. You won't have that much space, but you gotta go. Same strat I always do. I create some space. And I start opening stuff. I know there's a bomb there. I know there's a statue there that I can use to kill them if I have to. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to let these guys come and kill at least one of them. Like, don't be greedy, don't try to kill everyone. It's not needed. Do you see that trap? I'm going to use that trap for sure. I'm just trying to create some space where I can actually feel free. Okay, another trap. Now I'll just let all these enemies die, basically. I just don't need to do anything. So this is basically a blast run so far. Lots of traps. Just gotta be careful with this black pet. Just get some space, and yeah, gotta be very careful with this to not take a hit. And remember what I told you, like sometimes you just gotta go. Like here I'm completely safe, the bots are very far away, but I should be already going to the exit. It seems completely fine to go. There's no reason for me to stay here. If I stay here too long, I will take damage. There's no reason for that. Gotta go, gotta go. If I'm entering the shop is also not a good thing, you see? I can get stuck easily here. So yeah, like, just go. All I had to do was this, just go. So yeah, know when to take your time and know when to stop. I will just try to do this. All of this is recorded like in a row. So I can't guarantee a dove clear, I can just enter and do a dove clear, but I will try my best, like with all the things I've said, just show you what can be done. Like I'm already destroying torches, but yeah, like remember, in the beginning this will seem very difficult, but with time you will start to recognizing like this seems so ridiculous, but it's just so natural to me at this point, like going through all these enemies. And with time, you will definitely be better at this. Destroying the torches. You see that protecting me? I killed both of them. And I have a trap here. Do you see? I'm always digging. I didn't have to dig that, but it was actually helpful just to put that guy there. But I shouldn't have done that. Do you see a ghost there? I'm bringing him out just so I can throw him away, far away from here. And I will do the same with the spirits. This guy is completely stuck here. Okay. Destroying the torches. Stay away from that chest, those are very annoying. I can see a trap, which is very helpful. I'm destroying torches. Put this spirit away. Kill this guy. We are completely safe. Stay a bit faster on the beat. More traps. And I see the exit. Can just take some time so the exit gets less crowded, and I gotta be very careful with this. Sometimes you can just push the enemies to the exit with you. You don't need to like do laps around. Just throw him away. Like don't try to, okay, I'm going to hit him now with Dove and he's going against the exit. I don't want that. Like you always want to, when you confuse an enemy, you want to confuse him against the opposite side of the exit. But sometimes you can just throw him to the path you are going to. Like this was the torch, I'm destroying that torch, I'm also destroying this one. The exit is there. Okay, I'm just creating some space here. It's just like, there's a chest here, 100%, look. I'm always looking at the minimap. Always. Bring this guy with me. Let him go. Bye-bye. Let him go. Just let him go. Now you have some space to go to the exit. And here is the exit. Zone 3. I'm going down, I think the exit might be down, but I immediately see the shop. So I think it might be up. Let's see. It's not here. There's a chance it can be left up. Let's see, it's not here as well. So it's definitely down. It's like we pick a bit, we will call an enemy or two sometimes, because like you can't just 100% know where the exit is. It might also be right, it is right. I don't like Yetis with Dove. I always like to call the Yetis a bit to me before I go to the exit, because they do so much damage. So I prefer to call them a bit before actually going. So I can get some space like here, see? And now I can go fully... Like sometimes you have to go and pass in the side of the Yeti, you just have to go. But if you don't have to, take a bit of your time. Have you seen? I just picked and there he is. Let him go away and just go to the exit. It might be very dangerous, but look, there's no one here. There's no one here. Okay. We hear the mini boss. Let's see where he comes from. Don't move to any place. Just stay here and wait for the mini boss. I don't even know where the exit is. Okay, now I know it's up, because the mini boss is coming from up. So we know it's up. We put them in the same line, so the mini boss basically protects you for a huge amount of bits before I can actually go to the exit. Look, I'm being protected by this line, but I'm not being protected for too long. I need to find the exit fast, and I don't know where it is. Because sometimes it's so dark. Like, this was very, very dangerous, and I only survived because I'm very experienced. And I wasn't sure if it was more to the left, it was more to the right. You gotta go for it, like you gotta risk it. And that's why Dove is always one of the first characters you want to play, because even though you are feeling confident with Dove, you might always die. Like, those enemies could basically insta-kill me. So yeah, gotta be very careful. So there's a chest here, which means there are no more hidden chests. Well, 3 was not that bad, right? If you can kill at least an enemy, because these are real bombs. Dove has a bomb, but the Dove's bomb only teleports enemies to a different place. So it's not like a real bomb. Okay, we are now basically protected with this wall. All those guys on top, they can't see me. I'm completely safe here. Now I'll just open this, call this dude. The spider can't reach to me because there's a torch protecting me. She can't move. I'll just get some space, let the mummy go up a bit. All good. And now I will go move here. I'll go move here, and I will just push this guy. There's a bomber. Definitely a crowded exit, but all good. Okay, there are traps, which is nice. This guy can open walls like that, so just be very careful. I want to call him to do what? I want to put them here, in this corner. So now I know that he will never come to me unless I go completely diagonal to him. So I'm completely safe here. I gotta be careful because he opened that. I don't want enemies to come out of there. So gotta be very careful. You see an enemy come? I'll just throw this guy into the trap. Gotta live with the black bat sometimes, like you gotta live with it. You gotta just play knowing that there's always like an enemy that can damage 1 health. Sometimes, if you don't want to risk, like you could just go to the exit. Maybe there are not many enemies here, and actually there are not, but you never know. Like, this is my game style. I like to play like this. You don't have to do this. I'll just put this dragon on the shop. And I just saw how the exit was very, very simple. These won't kill this dude, but whatever, can hurt. Okay, and now we basically have one floor left to complete the dove run. We are leaving that spider alone, so I'm going to do a call and I'm going to open here. Do you see how many enemies there are? I don't like that, but I don't have any chance. I need to call them. I need to call them. I can't do anything, like sometimes if you don't have traps, like you just have to go. Okay, there's a pig, I like it. So I basically now can use this enemy, this pig, to kill everyone. Let me just call them. Because if, like, I could just leave them here, but I can also just kill him. It's way easier. Okay, everyone is dead. And I can basically do the same with this guy. The armadillo, let him go. Let him go. So we basically now have a complete clear floor, path down. This spider is very annoying. You want to basically call the spider to come to you. Gotta be careful with this guy. But I want to call the spider to... so she comes to me. So I then can go down and start opening this. So yeah. So I just opened that without the spider being a problem. And look how safe I am. I just have basically a black bat. And look at this exit. I can literally just bomb here if I want and take damage if I want. Teleport all these enemies away. And win. If you have to take a hit in the end, just take it. This is how Dove can be so easy. Like, if you know what you are doing, Dove can become a very, like, not an easy character, but on the easier side the more you play, because things start to get more predictable. And yeah, like, I hope these helped you. Not sure how long the video will be, but I will just leave it unaddicted, everything I said. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Good luck in your runs.